Welcome back, John Morris Show on a Tuesday. Look at this guy. Mike Sims is with us. Welcome in. Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Baylor, Scott and White.
There you go.
Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Longtime Baylor. How many years at Baylor? How many was it?
I worked there 36 years.
36. Unbelievable. Member of the Baylor Athletic Hall of Fame and now at Southwest Sports Medicine.
Yep.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. You got, is your summer going well?
It used to quiet down some in summer, but now we have so much stuff going on.
Really?
We're working out. It doesn't slow down anymore.
Same. Makes it fly by too, doesn't it? You have a seminar coming up we want to let people know about for trainers only in this area.
We do through the clinic. We have the different athletic trainers will come in. We go over different emergency procedures, different emergencies that happen on the football field. Obviously, that season's coming up. And then we have stuff coming in. We'll have talking about heat illnesses and like that, and have our doctors. We'll talk to them about doing different exams and stuff. So kind of getting ready for the upcoming football and volleyball and cross-country season.
Good. Clinic is July 28th. That's next week. We'll put up a graphic here. I think it's got a QR code on there. Well, there's your doctors first. Look at that group. That continues to grow, doesn't it?
It's growing, getting more and more, and getting more and more specialists too. Which just helps take care of the athletes around this area a lot better.
Which is good. And there is the flyer about the sports medicine workshop, the clinic. And is there a QR code or is there an address people should?
If they're the trainers there, they know how to contact us to get with us.
Okay.
They just holler at the clinic, holler at one of us.
Oh, they know. I mean, they know how to get in touch with you.
They know how to get in touch with us.
Very good. July 28th. You do want them to register ahead of time, though. And it is, we should point out, for trainers only. This is not for Garrett and I to come by and just kind of learn from you.
It'll be a little advanced for that.
Do you remember the time I sat in on one of your classes?
You monitored one of my classes?
I did. It was fun. Jacob Puente is here. Did you know that? I sat in on one of Mike's classes one time. Yeah,
I didn't get to give him a grade though. He just said it.
That was part of the deal, that you couldn't give me a grade. But it was when I was working at Channel 10, and I thought, you know, I'm going to be around you. I'm going to be around trainers and around sports, and I want to just learn a little bit. It was great. I learned a lot. Yeah.
And you have grandkids. You have to know about it with grandkids too.
Oh, that's true. You know who's in that class? The one I was Ty Davidson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was. I don't remember who else, but it was good.
That's fun. That's always fun teaching that class.
Yeah, very fun. So what are some of the things that some of the information people can get if they're part of this workshop?
Well, you know, nowadays the big deal we're worried about is different emergency situations, which heat has to be one of them. That's one of the big ones. Just the different new ways to take care of it and try to prevent it. You know, that the National Federation of State High School Associations just came up with the deal that the heat is the number one cause of it.
Wow.
Even to the point of you should have a separate workout area still set up just for your linemen alone, because they're more likely to overheat than the other guys are. So that's something you have to worry about. And that is you know, most time it's preventable. Sometimes there's some underlying medical conditions you don't know about, but most time it's preventable and that type of deal. So we try to protect that. And now with the new UIL rules coming in, coaches are scrambling of when to work out, when it fits. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't get cool enough any time of the day.
Yeah, right.
To really work out. So that's an issue they're dealing with.
What are some of the new UIL rules?
Well, you have you use what's called a wet bulb globe temperature. You use a temperature, humidity, radiation.
You've done that forever, haven't you?
We've done that quite a bit on our deal. And a lot of people have used heat index, but the wet bulb globe is a lot better, more involved in this, developed by the military a long time ago. And so they've used it for that. But that tells how much your body can handle this heat stress. And so we're doing those measures. Well, now it's a rule that everybody has to have that. You can either have a measurement at your site, you can have a place around it to log into where you can get offline. The best one is to have one at your site, because it can vary so much just from walking a couple hundred yards from where you are, depending on what situation it is.
And the wet bulb, tell us again, it measures everything, right?
It measures humidity, temperature, wind, radiation temperature from the sun. And
okay. Okay. So that would be a better indicator than temperature for sure, but even better than a heat index.
Yeah, it does a lot more involved in it. Heat index is just temperature and humidity.
Yeah.
And so it involves a lot more than that. And then it can show how much your body's handling the heat stress.
I got you.
Good for that.
Any other rules that are coming in related to that?
You know, this is the big deal where if you set a certain category, and they have certain categories to depend on where you are in the state, on which group you're in, and then also decide what your limits are. And with the limits, you'll have to either go in from cutting practices down to limiting the amount of equipment you wear, all the way to shutting practice down altogether.
Wow, really?
So it gets pretty serious. So that's why you notice a lot of the schools are starting to put their workouts in the morning so they can get them in.
Yeah.
Because hot part of the afternoons when you're used to working out, it just doesn't always work that way.
Right. And we've said this for years, but the old two-a-days, I mean, those are just dinosaurs, aren't they?
Yeah,
things of the past.
You don't see two-a-days anymore.
Right.
And And for a couple reasons. One reason is that everybody stays in shape year round. Used to get in shape of your season. If season with you wouldn't do anything, but now, even if you're just doing one or two sports, you still stay in shape year round for that deal. So that makes a big difference. I know that summer workouts were pretty much unheard of.
Yeah.
And now it's a norm.
That's right. Like, this at Baylor, the majority of the teams here doing summer workouts now. Yeah. It's not mandatory, but you're missing out if you're not here.
Well, if you're not here either at Baylor or in high school, if you're not here at summer workouts, then you won't be seeing them on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What other things at the workshop do you pass along that are helpful?
Well, one thing we do is just how we handle getting appointments for the athletes, and how we deal interact with the different athletic trainers. I always tell the athletic trainers that my job is to make them look good because that helps us out with the clinic, but also it helps to get better care of the athletes and get them in and out a lot quicker. We'll start going through at our clinic. We'll do Saturday morning clinics. Just people get hurt on Friday nights, either football or volleyball, or even some Thursday night athletes, and try to get those taken care of, and kind of get them either get the treatment process started earlier, or kind of let the coaches know, okay, this guy is going to be ready for Friday night.
Yeah. You've done that for a few years, haven't you? The Saturday morning clinic.
We get a lot of good success out of that deal. And it's a real good service that we do for the schools, because, if you had an offensive lineman that gets hurt, he's going to miss a week. You'll put some in his place. He'll miss 4 or 5 weeks. You might move 5 or 6 people around. It's not just a plug and play all the way around. So that's one thing that we do. That's one thing that's good about our doctors, because they're used to working with athletes and they understand the concept.
Yeah. How busy are you on a normal Saturday morning during the season?
It really varies. And I've done the stats on it the last few years. There's no kind of pattern. We've had as many as 31, 32 people on a Saturday. And usually it's 15, 20, something like that.
Yeah. So 36 years at Baylor. How many years at Southwest Sports Medicine for
9
you?
years.
Is that right? You've been gone 9 years?
Yep.
Is that right? But think about how, since you came as a young pup student trainer under Skip Cox, think about from that day till now, how your area, your business has changed.
We do a lot more stuff. Used to, you'd tape a few ankles and get them ready to go, and somebody got hurt, they'd sit out until they could run well and put them back on the field. Now we do so much more testing. That was even back before MRIs.
Yeah.
And even some of the procedures the knee scope was just starting to come about when we first started. So a lot of things have changed as far as how we treat and what we take care of. And then the heat is more of a problem now for a couple of reasons. One, the athletes are bigger and stronger and faster. And so they generate heat a lot better. But also, that's before a lot of them had air conditioner. If they did, they stayed out in the summer outside all the time in the summer. So people came back in shape.
Yeah. Your area, that area of training and health and safety, you're smarter now too, aren't you? Smarter about things.
Well, we try to take care of that. It's a lot better. It used to, with the old two-a-days especially, it was just survival of the fittest. You'd beat people up. If you made it through, then we'd play. If not, you'd sit on the side and watch. Well, now we've got so much more invested in the athletes as far as time, as far as exercise, nutrition, everything else, even up to the point of just the financial investment you make in getting an athlete to the point of playing. It's not worth risking a lot of putting them in a situation, because you can't just plug and play, because there's a big difference in the level of talent and what you've got invested in. You still want to just hurt them on something.
Yeah. One small thing that's a big thing is like at what was then Baylor Stadium, then Floyd Casey, was turf. And y'all would practice on the turf all the time. You really didn't have a grass field option.
No, we didn't have much. We finally came up in the latter years we were there.
Right.
But we first got to get practice on the turf. We'd actually have to keep a little water hose going on the side, because the athletes' feet would get so hot they'd come over and walk on through the little water puddle, trying to get their feet wet, but the bottom part would cool it off some, just to see what it was like. Yeah. And so and then the heat would hold the temperature up. And also, without any down in a bowl, you're not a lot of air.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's where we started doing a lot of the radiation temperature. That's where you see your higher numbers on the radiation temperature.
Yeah, that was brutal. You know about the catapult, that the guys wear now, and maybe some girls do it too. It measures a lot of things over the course of a practice. Have you seen that?
Yeah, what it does, it's allowing you to fine tune your practice to your athlete and how well the athlete's handling it. I've always thought for years that if you go to a practice for so long, you get to the point where you're just trying to survive the practice. You're not worried about, trying to what you're learning or anything like that. That goes out the window. I'm just trying to survive till the next whistle blows, the next water break, or till something's going on, until I get out of there. And once you put that point, you might as well stop practice. Well, that allows you to push it a little more without overworking the athletes.
I got you. And what Baylor does now, and you know this, is they've got the indoor facility. Thank you to the Allisons for the indoor facility. But they will do some practice outdoors, take a break, go in, not take a break, but go indoors for a few segments, and then they'll finish back outside. That's a plus, isn't it?
Well, it makes a difference because you allow the athletes to cool off, and again, it increases your teaching deal. Everybody was wondering for years why Tom Landry would take the Dallas Cowboys to Thousand Oaks, California, because it's about 15 to 20 degrees cooler out there.
Yeah.
So you can work out for 2 to 3 hours rather than going for an hour and a half and then having to take a break or have people drop out and stuff. So he was well ahead of his time on that part of it.
Very good. So things have changed a lot. There's just more. I'm not saying y'all didn't care about the student athletes, the football players way back, but there's more care and concern about them, and you have better ways to track keeping them safe.
Well, we're smarter at taking care of what we do with them. You know, when we first started, you'd throw them out and, you know, run a practice, they get hurt, wrap it up, and send them back out again. And now we're concerned about more things as far as nutrition, as far as proper rest, as far as mental health, and also those are all the things that are relatively new to the profession that we're really starting to work with. And that's too is not just an athletic problem. That's a kid that's an age problem.
Yeah.
And so we're dealing with having to deal with a lot of those situations, which were totally unheard of back when we first started.
You mentioned this part of it, isn't it? You know, people back in the day, you know, they were outside a lot more. They were more acclimated to the heat. Air conditioning wasn't as prevalent. Now it's, if you're inside, you're in air conditioning and you're inside a lot more.
Well, you're inside, you know, outside we used to do the day where the best water you get was out of the garden hose inside the house, and you weren't allowed back in the house.
Right.
And so that's the biggest difference is that people are you know, just inside in there, but also they're a lot bigger and a lot stronger. You know, the athletes are a lot bigger than they used to be. And again, that retains more body heat, so you have to work with them more.
Yep. Mike Sims with us. I'd like to say this. He has touched more Baylor student athletes than anyone in history. I think that's fair. And now at Baylor Scott and White, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Tell everybody the scope of what you all have there. You got a lot of different areas.
Yeah, we have a lot of specialists in what we do. We have 3 sports medicine surgeons that take care of it. We have 4 primary care sports medicines. They do the non-surgical orthopedics and also do the concussions and take care of that. We have a couple of hand specialists that are there. We even have some doctors who do total joints that are really well known for that, and then total back and spine. So we take care of a lot of different issues, try to take care of everything that we can do with the athletes. And we do, you know, and we do take care of all age people, but our primary goal for what my part of it is taking care of the athletes.
Gotcha. And am I right, Jacob? Am I right? It's the Mike Sims Rehab Center, or what's the name?
Rehabilitation area.
Yeah, rehabilitation area named after you. That's nice.
Does that mean I'm supposed to go work out there?
Yeah, I mean, your name's on the wall. You can do whatever you want.
I get my exercise, take care of my friends' exercise.
That's really cool. All right. Again, let's throw up that graphic about the clinic, the workshop that's coming up July 28th. And this is for trainers only. How would you extend that if I say trainers?
It's the athletic trainers that work mostly in the high schools or junior colleges around this area.
Okay.
We're trying to help them, just to educate them on processes that's going on.
Yeah. You know, so that's coming up on July 28th. Register there. You should have gotten an email about it, and be sure and register before the event that is coming up on July 28th. I was just reminded, I saw Becky Lindsay last week, and she said, "Hey, John, if you'd ever be interested in a segment on health and all that," said, "I've been on the sidelines a bunch." She'd be good at that, wouldn't she?
She'd be a lot of fun, yeah.
She was a huge.
Oh, she was great. She really cared about the athletes.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of people that would always come up and want to do something on Saturdays. Well, she's there Sunday through Friday also. That's where the big difference is.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, good to see you. Family doing okay?
Doing great.
All right. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Jacob Puente behind the scenes. Good to see you also. Southwest Baylor, Scott and White, Southwest Sports Medicine.